Welcome to MMA Fancast. My name's Luke Payson, and I'm always honored to have many-time guests of the show and a good friend of mine, Taylor Cahill, back on the show. Taylor, welcome back.
What's up, Luke? Excited for fight week, man.
It is fight week. You're fighting this Saturday, your second pro fight, although you've had a couple fights that almost happened. This is going to be your official second pro fight. Let's start about 8 weeks ago at the beginning of camp. How has camp been for you whenever you signed this contract and started gearing up for Muhammad Adu?
So there's been a lot of ups and downs and a lot of things that are changing. A lot of moving parts right now. So, I mean, as far as a normal structured routine camp, it's kind of been more so on our own and a lot of wrestling focus and just kind of sticking to the game plan and going out there and dominating. So I felt that type of training was the best for this fight. I'm kind of in a good place mentally. There's been some personal struggles that we've been dealing with. So, I mean, in order to beat me, he's gonna have to really want it. So when I get in there and the cage door locks, the only thing on my mind is dominating. So I'm excited. It's been pretty good training. So I got a lot of college guys coming in to wrestle and working a lot in some over under positions, but I can't give you all my secrets.
No, that's perfect. I'm glad you've made training camp as best as it can be. We've talked before about the shop, and you've got Gavin Teasdale in the background there for your picture, and you guys really have an incredible. Hey, that's perfect. That's perfect. That he adds depth. He adds depth to the picture.
We're very excited about you not making it to Canada.
Where's Tam?
We're expecting you to come.
He's all right.
I know it's such a shame you're going to be fighting internationally in Canada, and I'm going to be at Agape Festival all week, which is a great free Christian music festival. We expect maybe 2,000-ish people out, and I've been signed up for the last couple months to go help out and volunteer with them. So sorry that I'll be at Agape Festival. Shout out to Agape Festival, but hopefully everybody listening to this is able to come and make the trip up to Canada. Kind of a fun off-the-cuff question. What's it like for you to have the mindset where your debut pro fight was in Brazil, your second pro fight is going to be in Canada? What's that mindset like that you can pick up your skills, go anywhere in the world and compete?
I don't know. I think I've always wanted to be different. I've always wanted to do things and show people that I'm not afraid to take risks, and I'm not afraid to take on the toughest guys in the toughest parts of the world. And whoever is in front of me, I don't really concern myself with the opponent. I kind of just focus on beating myself and sticking to the game plan. And if I can beat myself, every single day leading up to the fight, then the fight will generally be easy. I prepare for the worst, so I know if the fight goes to deep waters, I'll be fine. And regardless of the result, when you sell out and you do things and you take big risks, you can look yourself in the mirror and you can honestly be, maybe not happy with yourself, but at least, have the kind of like the, trying to think of the word. You can be really proud with yourself and kind of take it as inspiration, and moving forward, you can make the changes that,
Sure.
Or detrimental to, either a failure or the things that allowed you to accomplish, that the triumph of high achievement. So I don't know. I like taking risks, and in order to get to the top levels of MMA, I think that this is how you have to do it. This will get people talking about the American.
Yeah. Well, just like when you made your debut in Brazil, you were the American down there, maybe gringo. I don't know if they use that reference. And yeah, and you had a great win. I also love that maturity, that mindset. You're a competitor. Your whole family's a competitor. Everybody at the shop's a competitor, and you can just focus on beating yourself, and that allows you to always be the best version of Taylor Cahill every time you grapple, do BJJ or fight. You're in kind of focus week, fight week, just a few days away. What's it like mentally and physically to be where you are right now? Is it kind of geared down now and just staying loose and working on getting ready for Saturday weight wise and all of that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting ready to get my weight down. But I kind of take a different approach. I like working out a little bit harder, on fight right before fight week because it allows me to kind of remember that feeling and push and remember and kind of like understand what it's going to feel like if I do go, the second and third round and I do get fatigued. So I think guys that take 2 or 3 weeks and tailor off generally get tired out there. So stay sharp and it's just another day in the office. Every day's training, every day is we're focused on getting better at some aspects. So for me, my training doesn't really tailor off or really change. It just depends on how I feel that day, really.
Well, I think that makes a lot of sense as a former college track coach. The rule we always thought of with track, going for that give it all you can go, run as fast as you can, jump as far as you can. We always had a 3-day rule. We thought within 3 days, a little bit more than 3 days of kind of pushing yourself, you're starting to decrease in performance. Obviously, every wrestler, every fighter is going to find that balance better. But I think it makes perfect sense that you've figured out what works for your body. You're fighting Muhammad Adu, who's 1-0 as a pro. You're 1-0 as a pro, kind of the classic matchup early in a pro career, which I think is great. 2 undefeated fighters early in their career get to battle out to see who remains undefeated. What's your mindset or prediction against Muhammad? I'm assuming there's not a lot of tape or video on him in his skill set. So just what is the prediction you're going to make, and what's your game, or at least I won't ask game plan. What's your prediction for Saturday?
Round 1 finish under 4 minutes. I gotta go with the rear naked choke again.
Sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if I finish him in a multitude of ways, but it won't last longer than 4 minutes. And if it does, then I'm prepared for that. But I don't think that. I really don't think it will. I don't think he's. I don't think he's got anything for me.
Well, I mean, I that's why you're taking this pro fight, because you have the mindset that you can win, that you will win. I love the fact that you called your shot the Babe Ruth of calling your shots, in the sense, I guess we should say Mystic Mac, because he kind of took that. But I love the Babe Ruth. Let's go back to the classic called shot. I think that's great. I just looked him up. His 1-0 record stems from a TKO due to strikes. And it looks to be have a little bit of kickboxing background. I think it makes perfect sense that your game plan is get in there, find the win. You had a really impressive rear naked choke win in round 1 down there in about a little over 2 minutes down there in Brazil. I love the prediction. I'm always honored to have you on the show.
I don't necessarily know if I want the prediction to be true, though, because then where's the excitement? So like I said, I'd rather finish them in a multitude of ways, but
sure.
And when I get close and when I'm in a clinch, or when I'm in on the leg, I'm able to find the back from anywhere. So it's my best position. And once I get back control, that's all she wrote. So I don't know. I hope he plans on keeping me at a distance. So.
Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, there's like you said, you're the fighter. You want to show your range of skills and finishes. Of course, once you're on the back of somebody, haven't flattened out, you can always go for what I call the Donkey Kong, on each side of the head. It's the same position, and you get a different finish. So you have some options. Obviously, going to your strengths is most important. We've seen fighters that understandably want to push their push areas where they can improve in, and sometimes it's really about going to your strength that works for you and finding ways to continue to be dominant. Let's talk about the fact that we actually talked about this back when you were an amateur. The importance of sponsorships, the importance of people supporting you and supporting the shop. And so, who are your sponsors coming into this fight? I see Tanner and Gavin in the background. So congratulations to them for making the USA grappling team. We'll have them on soon to talk about that.
Yeah, we trained 3. No, I'm just kidding. We worked on panels a week out. That's what our training camp consisted of.
There you go. There you go.
We were on the roof.
Go ahead and talk to us about your sponsors.
Yeah, so for this one, it's kind of been a little more solo. I've kind of just honed in and focused on myself and my well-being. So I only have a few. I just got sponsored last week by a clothing company called Protect Your Neck. If it's no coincidence. I requested them and I found them on Instagram, and I figured that this would be perfect for this fight. And it's kind of just like going to be a reminder for him in the cage when he looks across and he sees my shorts to say protect your neck, because he better protect his neck. Other than that, Beagley Tree, as always, Matt Begley. He's one of a kind, man. He's a great guy, great training partner, and super successful business. Pittsburgh Mobile IV, Damon Hoffman, he does more than enough stuff for us. I mean, he's constantly working for us, and he's always trying to help us out and support us in any way he can. And we're super thankful for him. Bud's Cuts, he's got the best cuts in the game, as always. He's kind of like an underground barbershop. You gotta be approved by Buddy to come in and get your haircut by him. So it's like he's got a waiting list, like a frat party. The shop, SMC Construction, and as of now, that's just about it. So I got kind of like the fight lineup here. I'll be second on the main card. So if you want to tune into Unified 51, it'll be on UFC Fight Pass. So it'll be streamed at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Go check it out, get a subscription, and watch me dominate.
Well, that's great. I'm excited for you. I'm thrilled that it's on UFC Fight Pass. That'll give you, not only the people that are watching this can get a UFC Fight Pass subscription and watch you in the whole card, but also it's a great opportunity to be seen by a bunch of other people that can start seeing your skill set and your domination. Always an honor having you on from the first interview we had about your debut for your amateur MMA career under 247 Fighting Championships. Just fantastic following you and everybody out of the shop. Best skills to you coming up Saturday. Can't wait to have you on the fight to do like our breakdowns that we love to do after one of your wins. So thanks so much for coming on the show. You've been listening to Luke Basin from MMA Fancast with the always exciting and entertaining Taylor Cahill. Thanks so much, Taylor.
Thank you.
You got it.